WUWV family, how we doing? It's Thursday. This week's flying by. 11th day of August, 2022. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Here we go again. Still some instability in the atmosphere. It was a beautiful night at the ballpark last night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as we broadcast the Apple Sox and Kamloops, game 2 of their 3-game series. Apple Sox win big. They won by 15 after winning by 10 the day before. Apple Sox move on to the playoffs, but then it got a little windy towards the end of the night. But we dodged a bullet, I think, for the most part, but we're not out of the woods yet. We have a red flag warning that goes until early this afternoon until we get through with this instability, and then we're going to be okay for the weekend. Forecast details are coming up. In fact, it's going to get really hot next week. I mentioned that the Apple Sox won, as did the Mariners. They beat the Yankees yesterday afternoon at T-Mobile Park. They got the day off today. We will have highlights of that. We'll have the latest on the Moore fire. It's now over 4,000 acres, burning in southern Douglas County, out there near the Palisades area. There's a evacuation, a level 2 evacuation for the Rimrock Meadows development. Those details are on the way. We got the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays as well. It's Thursday. Pause for pets. Sesame the guinea pig needs a home. Perfect for you folks with young kids, because, you know, they love guinea pigs. And we're going to replay the interview I did with Alex Haley from the America Performing Arts Center. He's the director of programming and marketing. They got some great shows and great acts coming to the pack once they get into the full swing of the theater season, which really begins in earnest in September. And we will tell Ernest that so he doesn't forget. 70 degrees with a couple of high clouds. Without any further ado, here we go. Our PTZ cameras. We're going to pan and we're going to tilt. And we're going to zoom all over the place. And if we have time before the show is over, we're going to show you a time-lapse video of the moon that was taken from that camera last night, if we have time, and I think we'll make time for it because it's pretty cool. Good morning to the valley. Days are getting shorter and shorter. It's 5:52. Sunrise this morning, 8:19. Excuse me. Sunset tonight. That's 15 hours and 27 minutes of daylight. We had 95, by the way, yesterday. We'll be right around that today. A little cool down, and then we heat back up. Good morning to the valley with East Wenatchee, getting most of the information on the frame there. Camera 2. Ooh, Monument is back. Our Monument camera was down for a long period of time. It is up and running again, so that's overlooking Quincy. That is Steve and Lynette Hare's summer vacation cabin. It's a fixer-upper. And why it's in black and white, I don't know. But it's good to have the Monument camera back again. That's about the highest point you're going to find out in the Quincy area. That's why all those transmitters and translators and repeaters are on there. And a Sky-Fi tower and a camera. Camera number 3. Downtown Wenatchee, Washington. From the roof of the Cascadian that is looking to the north, we have 2 cameras. One points to the north, one points to the south. That's the north camera. There you go. That building you see right in the middle, that's where the offices of the Nickel used to be. Whatever happened to that? Have you even seen one around? Everybody used to read the Nickel every week back in the 80s and early 90s. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there, spitballing. Traffic seems to be going okay on Mission. And camera 4. Ooh, that's cool. What camera that is? It looks like maybe we're looking at Badger Mountain. I don't know. Help me out, Uriah. That's the Omi Garden camera. Is that pointed across the river? It must be. Or maybe it's turned around, pointed towards Sleepy Hollow. Anyway, thank you for doing that, Uriah. I have no idea what we're looking at. Whatever it is from our Omi Garden camera. If you know, call the number at the bottom of your screen. Oh, red flag warning. I hate these things. Here we go. Take a look at the map. If it's in pink, you're in it. These slopes of the Cascades, the Okanagan Valley, the Wenatchee area, that's us, Waterville Plateau, Colville Reservation, it goes until noon. Today, it's what, you need the 3 things that need to combine: low relative humidity, gusty winds, hot temperatures. Those are the three. We still have the Moore Fire, which is burning in Douglas County. So today is a critical day for them. Again, the winds came up yesterday, but and the fire got bigger, but not that much bigger. We're going to give you the details on that here in just a couple minutes. But we have a red flag warning until noon today, and then we're going to get hot. So the friendly reminder, if you have to be outside, and we recommend that you don't, but if you do, the common sense rules apply. We're looking at record-breaking high temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday, and quite possibly Thursday. We're going to be in for a long stretch of hot weather, really beginning on Monday. We're actually going to cool down, as a matter of fact, over the weekend from the National Weather Service. 95 today, again, little gusty at times, especially tonight. The strongest winds here in the valley, anyway, will be late this afternoon and tonight. It'll be pretty consistent at about 9 to 10 miles an hour, but the occasional rogue gust, because we still have some instability in the atmosphere, is out there. So we're gonna throw that there for you. We'll do just about mid-90s again on Friday. A little wind on Friday night, and then because there's a weak system coming through, as you can see, it's going to cool us down by a good 10 degrees on Saturday. Saturday night might be a good night to turn off the AC and throw open the windows, because here comes the heat wave. We go from 87 to 93 on Sunday into the middle of August in earnest with 98 to 101 to 105. Record-breaking high temperatures possible Tuesday and Wednesday, so we do catch a break. A little windy this afternoon, a little windy on Friday afternoon as the last of the weak systems comes through. We have a nice, comfortable, very pleasant Saturday, and then we start climbing up the mercury until we get back to triple digits on Tuesday. It's August. It is what it is. 7 minutes after the hour, after a quick 1 minute break, we're going to come right back and give you the news on this Thursday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary Seller's Assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Quite a bit of sunshine, just a few clouds hanging around out there. 70 degrees, mid-90s today. A little bit of wind this afternoon, mid-90s. Friday with a little bit of wind, significant cool down on Saturday, and then to triple digits by this time next week. It is 9 minutes after the hour. The Moore Fire that broke out Tuesday afternoon about 15 miles east of Waterville has now burned about 4,620 acres. That's the new number. 4,620 acres by this morning. The State Fire Mobilization Group was authorized at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. That means they bring in more firefighting resources. The Moore Canyon Fire started about 4 o'clock in the area of Road F and Road 6. It's burning in sage and wheat and grass towards Douglas Creek. A level 2 evacuation alert has been issued now for residents of the small community of Rimrock Meadows, pictured there on your screen. There have been no reports of structures lost or injuries. The fire marshal's office also said they don't really know what caused the fire to start. The Sullivan County Sheriff's Office said yesterday that the 25-year-old man from Renton who drowned, Redmond I should say, who drowned in the Wenatchee River on Sunday, he was actually swimming in the river, not kayaking as previously reported. The Sheriff's Office's Tristan Manilow was the Sheriff's Office, Tristan Manilow was swimming near the KOA campground near Leavenworth just about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Apparently, Manilow got caught in some rapids, became submerged. Swimmers in the area began searching. Eventually, they were able to bring him to shore. It was the 6th death by drowning in Chelan County this year, 4 of which associated with drowning in area rivers. The Grand County Sheriff's Office has identified the 4 people that were injured in that auto accident back on July 30th, just outside of Moses Lake, including a 22-year-old Quincy man who was killed in that accident. Armando D. Lopez was a passenger in the vehicle. He died at the scene. All 4 people were ejected when the vehicle failed to negotiate a curve while traveling west on South Frontage Road east near Hiawatha Road and rolled several times. This happened about 6:30 in the morning on July 30th. When it first happened, the Sheriff's Office actually had no idea who was driving the 2003 Chevy Cavalier, but on Wednesday they said the driver was 22-year-old Carrie S. Ortega of Quincy. She was treated for undisclosed injuries at a Spokane hospital. She has since been released. 18-year-old Christopher Reyes Chavez of Quincy remains in the hospital with his injuries, and a 14-year-old Quincy girl was also hospitalized in Spokane and has since been admitted to a rehabilitation facility. A Puyallup man is in jail in Chelan County. He allegedly abducted a child and got across the Cascades over the weekend. 35-year-old Raymond John Grenberg is accused of driving away from Wenatchee on Saturday with a 7-year-old girl in his car who was not in his legal custody. The child was the daughter of Grenberg's girlfriend. Police say Grenberg assaulted another man while visiting his girlfriend in Wenatchee that he left with the child in his car. Well, the Washington State Patrol troopers caught up with him in Cle Elum, and the child was returned to her mother. Grenberg faces possible charges of kidnapping, assault, and harassment. He's being held on a $250,000 bond. The Chelan County Fair coming up on September 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th is the latest agricultural expo to say no poultry. No, none of those hens and chickens and stuff. Washington, of course, as you know by now, is suffering from an avian influenza outbreak that's been identified in 12 counties, including Okanogan County. And agriculture officials have urged county fairs to not have poultry showings because they want to prevent the spread of the disease. Chelan County Expo Director Karen Welch broke the news to Chelan County Commissioners on Tuesday.
And if something were to happen, then boy, you really don't want to be, the one fair that just spread it throughout the whole state and cost people their livelihoods. So we did notify the 4-H and FFAers right after a month ago. We could have waited right up until a couple of weeks before fair, but the discussion was, get these kids, they get their hopes up, they're all ready, they're making their educational posters, their decorations and everything for their poultry, and then to pull the plug on them that close to fair just didn't seem like a really good idea.
Finally, on this Thursday morning, a personal tragedy sent Corey Richey on a journey. That journey has now crossed 32 states since it began back in 2020. Corey and his wife Kelly travel in the Suicide Awareness Bus. It's a rolling memorial to those who have lost their lives to suicide. Yesterday, the bus rolled into Wenatchee. Locals came out to admire the vehicle and share their own stories of loss. Now, what you're about ready to see does feature and does mention suicide and self-harm, if you're a little leery about that, and if you were somebody you know is suffering from depression or suicidal thoughts, you'll want to call the number that you're going to see on the screen during this story.
My name is Corey Richey. I'm from a little place outside of the White Mountains of Arizona, outside Sholo, Arizona. So this bus is a memorial wall. The idea of this memorial wall is to help us, while we're living, have a positive way to grieve when it comes to our loved ones who left this world in a drastic moment. The way this memorial wall works, if you encounter it in person, you can come up, you can see it, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can bring a memory, and we'll add that to it. You can add a name to your loved ones yourself. If you're grieving in this nation and you do not encounter the memorial wall, you can find us on all your social media, Suicide Awareness Bus. Send the names to your loved ones. At no charge, we paint them up there and send back a photograph. We park this memorial wall at different hot spots around the nation. For instance, like the Gorge Bridge in New Mexico and different areas that are known for people committing. May 5th, 2019, my stepson, Lucas Charles, he took the last year Colt firearms, made the Peacemaker, given to him by me. We kept it at Grandpa's house. He called me at 13 at Grandpa's house thanked me for that firearm. I didn't think nothing about it. It was normal. That night he committed. Something happened to me that I realized that nothing matters besides mental health. I sat depressed for a year and a half and realized that my assets weren't making me any less depressed. Sold everything, 72 acres, everything I owned, to go do something small so significantly that it just might help my own soul. Just maybe that it might help somebody else. I had no idea the world would appreciate it this much. The stigma behind suicide is we are unconditionally taught not to talk about the things that really hurt us. We're taught to not talk about people who left this world in a drastic moment. And just because they leave the world in a drastic moment doesn't mean that the story's over. And if we don't normalize talking about our loved ones who leave this world, then there's no way to be able to cope or to be able to teach our children that such things do happen. And we need to normalize that.
That's what's making news on this Thursday morning. Grant and Eric and Cal and Jefferson and Mac and, I don't know, a bunch of people contribute to the news. You got to have a bunch of people contribute to the news. It makes it a lot easier. With a preview of tonight's news, the anchor Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we will have our weekly Pause for Pets feature with the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Hot weather again today and Friday before we cool down a bit this weekend. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has highlights of yesterday's Mariners-Yankees game. Also, results and reaction to last night's Apple Sox playoff game. And he has the latest from the Seahawks. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
And a friendly reminder, you can watch the news on our Facebook page and on our YouTube page and on our home page and with somebody name page, doesn't matter to me. And you can watch it on television at 5, 6, and 10. And you can help us out. If you got a news tip, look at the bottom of your screen and get a hold of us. We would appreciate it. When we come back, Apple Sox win, highlights. Mariners win, highlights. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
"19 minutes after the hour, the Apple Sox have punched their ticket." Well, they don't have to pay a ticket. They get to play. Anyway, they're going to be in the West Coast League's North Division Championship game. Yeah, that's not a misprint. 17-2 over Kamloops. The North Paws took a 1-0 lead in the first inning. Wenatchee scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning, and it was time to pile on the runs after that.
Orojudos at third, Horn at second. Massey at first. Pitch to the plate on an 0-2. Swung on and hit in the air to right field. Dropped in for a base hit. 1 run scores. Rounding second and coming home. Another run scores. The right fielder bobbles the ball. Here's the throw home, and it is in time. No safe. No safe. DJ Massey somehow avoided the tag. Jumped back towards the plate, put his hand down, tagged the plate before the tag could come from Nora Orr, and 3-run score. as far as players leaving and trying to get new guys. This pitch swung on and ripped hard. Left field, gone. See ya. Round tripper for Brandon Ponce. No doubt about that one for Brandon Ponce, as he starts off the inning with a solo home run to left field for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Although I don't see anybody throwing down in the Apple Sox bullpen. Pitch here swung on and a well-hit ball deep to left field. Left fielder going back, looking up, gone! Solo home run for C.J. Horn. Fourth home run of the season for C.J. Horn as O'Croft's home plates bump helmets with teammates. Second leadoff home run of the night for Wenatchee. The 1-2 pitch swung on a fly ball deep to right center field. Center fielder can't find it. Sifferman looking up, and it's going to go over the wall, and a home run. 2 home runs in 1 inning for the Apple Sox. Urahudos goes yard. Sifferman never saw it. And that is the first home run of the season here for Xander Urahudos. And a swing and a miss, and that'll do it. The Apple Sox advance to the West Coast League North Division title against Bellingham after a 17-2 win here tonight over the Kamloops North Palms.
All 9 starters got at least 1 hit last night, including 3 solo home runs. Head coach Mitch Darlington says it's nice to score a lot of runs in the playoffs.
Guys are seeing the ball well right now. Really unselfish at bats, just putting balls in play. Really good 2-strike approach, and we're just seeing it well. It's contagious right now, so I like where we're at.
That's a long bus ride between there and here, and you get up there and you don't really have a lot of time for batting practice and things like that. It's kind of roll off the bus and play. You guys get the big win last night. Was that a lot of confidence coming into tonight, or were you still, as a coach, a little worried?
No, a huge confidence booster to go up there and take game 1 at their place. We were missing a couple guys. DJ, unfortunately, without having a passport, wasn't able to make a trip up there. So anytime you're down, you're starting shortstop. You're kind of piecing things together around that. But just to go up there and take game 1, I think that kind of just set the tone for this week and kind of catapulted us into today.
Brandon Ponce was away for the team for about a month, but then he came back last night. We're really glad about that. The junior out of Washington State University had 4 of our 22 hits, and he was happy to help the team.
Well, I haven't been here for, like I said, the last 3 weeks, but I know I've been keeping up with them, and I know they've been raking this whole time. I feel like, this is just a great group of guys that comes together, and everyone's just easy to get along with. So I feel like that's why it's been working really good, like it has.
Now, if I remember right, you were here though with the Bellingham series, weren't you? Where Bellingham took 6 in a row. Yeah. So now you're playing those guys for the championship. What does that mean for you guys to get a chance to get back at those guys?
Oh, that's exciting. We got a little chip on our shoulder, and it's the playoffs now, so it's a great atmosphere to play in. So it's going to be fun.
Speaking of atmosphere, how about this for this home crowd here tonight to cheer you guys on?
Well, before I got here, Mitch texted me that Paul Thomas Senior Stadium was gonna be jumping today, and it was. So it was fun to play in front of.
Wenatchee will take on the Bellingham Bells for the championship. It's 1 game on Friday night at 6:35. How did the Bells do it? They advanced by scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to beat Victoria 4-2. They tied it at 2-2, and then Malcolm Moore gave Bellingham the winning margin with a 2-run base hit. The Bells swept 6 games in a row, as we mentioned before, from the Apple Sox during the regular season, so it's revenge time Friday night for the Apple Sox. Corvallis kept its season alive. They came from behind to beat Yakima Valley 5-3. It was also a case of an 8th inning comeback for the Knights, who tied it on Mason Lee's RBI fielder's choice, and then Spencer Scott gave Corvallis the win with a 2-run base hit. And Ridgefield advances to the WCL South Championship. They beat Portland 7-5. So here's what we know for the playoff schedule moving forward. It is Wenatchee and Bellingham at Joe Martin Field on Friday night at 6:35. The winner wins the North Division Championship, moves on to the Championship. Corvallis and Yakima Valley meet tonight to determine their semifinal series. Ridgefield is waiting to find out who they're going to play. If the Knights win, the Raptors will play in Corvallis for the South title. If Yakima Valley wins, Ridgefield will host the Pippins for the title either on Friday or Saturday. There will be a test later on. The Mariners won a season series against the Yankees for the first time in 2 decades Wednesday. They beat New York 4-3. Nestor Cortez, he was throwing a no-hitter until Sam Haggerty broke it up in the 6th inning on a solo home run. The Yankees would counter with homers to take the lead, only to see Seattle wrestle the lead back in the 7th inning. Here are your highlights.
Pretty good breaking ball. Talked about it earlier, changing arm angles. Hammered out to left field. Hit number 1 is off the foul pole! I don't know where you're going to find room for this statue, but Sam Haggerty is just owning everything. Well, paying attention. Here's the fastball, 94. They wanted it away. It's middle in, and he's able to barrel it up. Most importantly, he keeps it fair. Exit below of 105. It hits the foul pole. Another 3-2 is drilled to left center field. Kelnick on the run. That ball is gone. A 2-run homer for Kyle Higashioka. The Yankees finally dent the scoreboard and take a 2-1 lead. Here's Judge, who absolutely annihilates that ball. My goodness, he's done it again. Aaron Judge with his 45th home run of the season. It is August 10th, and the Yankee lead is 3-1. And Aaron Judge is ahead of Roger Maris's 61 pace by 4 long balls. Pitch number 9 to Haniger. Line to left field. France, and he hits the bag at third. Coming home, Ty France scores standing. Mitch Haniger makes it a 1-run game in the 7th inning. Santana to right field. Back and bombs away. Go ahead. 7th inning. 2-run tank. Carlos Santana. And this is going to be on a changeup. Changeup, they wanted it on the outside corner. Has a little bit of run, and it runs right out to the barrel. Santana is 11th home run of the year. Popped him up. Foul ground. France has a beat on it. Ball game over, and the Mariners win it. They come from behind and give us the most thrilling 18 hours of Major League Baseball you will ever find.
Mariners are off today. They'll be hopping on an airplane to begin a weekend series against the Rangers. All right, to the scoreboard from our friends at Les Schwab. Let's see here. L.A., the Angels beat Oakland. The final was 5-4. It took them 12 innings to do it. Speaking of the Rangers, they come to the series with Seattle after beating Houston in 10 innings, 8-4, with the Rangers scoring 5 runs in the top of the 10th inning. To the wild card standings, Seattle creeps within a half game of the Blue Jays for the first American League wild card spot. The Jays in Baltimore did not play. They were rained out. Tampa Bay, a game and a half behind the Mariners for the first spot after falling to Milwaukee in 10 innings, 4-3. The Guardians have taken over first place in the AL Central from Minnesota, so the Twins fall back into the wild card chase at a game behind. They lost to the Dodgers 8-5. The White Sox are 2.5 back after an 8-3 loss to the Royals. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this 11th day of August. It is almost the bottom of the hour, the obscure holiday of the day today. Happy National Son and Daughter Day. There you go. It falls on August 11th each and every year because it said so on the internet. So if you have a son or a daughter or one of each or many of each or just a few, a mixed bag, whatever it is, this is their day for you to dote on them. Maybe you shouldn't dote on them. How do you celebrate National Son and Daughter Day? Take them to the movies? Spend more time with them? School's coming up. You're going to be spending less time with them. The odds are pretty good when summer vacation comes to an end. I don't know. And what do you do if you don't have a son or a daughter? I don't know what you do. I should have put more thought in today's obscure holiday. Anyway, it's National Son and Daughter Day. I am a son. So there you go. My parents did not disown me. It's the bottom of the hour. The intersection of Avalon Boulevard and 116th Street in Watts in Los Angeles was the flashpoint on this date, on August 11th, 1965. The footage is remarkable. It all began when Marquette Fry, 21 years old, driving his mom's Buick, was pulled over by a cop. The officer was Lee Minskis. He was the allegedly drunken driving, Fry was. Fry failed a field sobriety test, apparently. The officer radioed for his car to be impounded. In the meantime, Ronald, his brother, who was in the car, walked down to the house, which is in the neighborhood, brought Mom back. Mom came. She yelled at her son for drinking and driving again. Don't do that. Somehow or another, the situation escalated, shoving, pushing. People started to gather. An angry mob formed. All of this at the intersection of Avalon Boulevard and 116th Street, right in the heart of Watts. People started to get arrested. Price was arrested. His mom was arrested. His brother was arrested. The crowd began to grow. Police came on the scene to break up the crowd. The crowd began to throw rocks and chunks of cement. And then here we go. 5 days of rioting in Watts in the heat of the summer of August of 1965. When it was all said and done, 34 people killed, 1,032 were injured, 3,438 people were arrested, 977 buildings were either looted or destroyed, and there are still swaths of city blocks in the heart of Watts in Los Angeles that sit there vacant with burned out buildings. The Watts riot broke out in LA, and it took 5 days before things finally calmed down. August 11th, 1969, 53 years ago today, they had to go into quarantine. They came back from Apollo 11. They're back for the moon. Yay! First time ever. They had to go right into quarantine for 21 days because they didn't really know if there was any life on the moon. Was there pathogens? Could the two astronauts who actually walked on the moon, could they have infected Michael Collins? And then they didn't know. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. So there was a precaution. It was actually a trailer, a nice trailer that they got to stay in, but they couldn't go anywhere for 21 days. And then they figured out, okay, there's no pathogens, there's no diseases that we don't have an immune system built. And so if the three astronauts were released from their 3-week quarantine, the next group that went on the moon was also put into quarantine. And then they finally figured out, there's no pathogens on the moon, there's no life on the moon, we don't have to do this anymore. But they're out of quarantine after 21 weeks or 21 days on this date in 1969. This went a remarkable moment that went completely unnoticed by the national press, by everybody for that matter. On August 11th, 1972, so 50 years ago today, the last ground troops, American combat ground troops, leave South Vietnam. Now, we still hung around there, of course, for another 3 years or so, but still, the last United States ground combat unit in South Vietnam leaves 50 years ago today. Barely even made the news. I had a hard time even finding a headline for that. 38 years ago today, Ronald Reagan, during his weekend radio address on National Public Radio, he was on vacation at his ranch in Santa Barbara. They were rolling tape, they were testing the microphone and the audio, and Ronald Reagan decided to tell a little bitty joke, and it went something like this.
My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you today that I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
Nobody noticed it at the time. Nobody did. It wasn't public, but somehow somebody at CBS overheard it while they were getting ready to tape his weekly radio address, and it became a little bit of a hubbub, but really not much. There are better jokes. There are worse jokes, too, for that matter. August 11th, 1991, 31 years ago. Nobody saw this coming. 25-year-old John Daly, the last alternate to make it into the PGA Championship at Crooked Stick in Carmel, Indiana. He was the last available alternate. Nick Price's wife went into labor prematurely. Nick Price, the day before the tournament was to start on that Thursday, on that Wednesday, said, I can't play now. My wife is going to have our baby. And they called up John Daly in Memphis, Tennessee, and said, "You're in if you want to get in." He got in his car, drove overnight, got there on Thursday morning, hired Nick Price's caddy because he had no caddy, had never played crooked stick, didn't even get a practice round, showed up an hour before his tee time on Thursday morning, and by Sunday afternoon, John Daly was the PGA champion at 25 years old. Crooked stick was all dog legs, and long John Daly was grip it and rip it, and he just cut the dog legs off. He just hit it over the top of all the dog legs and outdrove everybody by 100 yards a hole and became a fan favorite. A spectator on the first day of the tournament, Thomas Weaver, died. He was struck by lightning, and after John Daly won the PGA Championship in 1991, he donated $30,000 to Weaver's family for a college fund for Weaver's two daughters. Both of them went to college courtesy of John Daly. One of them even became a physician, and they're still very close friends to this day. A great story all around back on the state in 1991. And finally, speaking of unique moments in sports, it's kind of hard to see, but it's kind of hard to show it graphically too. August 11th, there you go, August 11th, 2015, 7 years ago today, all 30 teams played, 15 games, 30 teams, all 15 home teams won. For the first and only time since Major League Baseball expanded to 30 teams in 1998, all 15 home teams won the games. It's the only time it has ever happened on August 11th, 2015. One interesting birthday, David Rice Atchison, who may have been the acting president for a day back in March of 1849. Inauguration Day on March 4th, 1849 fell on a Sunday, so the president-elect, Zachary Taylor, and the vice president refused to take the oath because it was on a Sunday. The president's term ends at noon on March 4th, regardless of what day it came on, but they wouldn't take the oath until Monday, March 5th. In the meantime, David Rice Atchison, who was the president pro tem of the Senate, was the next in line of the presidential line of succession. So there are those who say that from 12 noon on March 4th, 1849 to 12 noon on March 5th, 1849, David Rice Atchison was the acting president of the United States. Of course, that can't happen anymore. 38 minutes after the hour, Alex Haley is going to talk about all the cool events coming up at the America Pack for their upcoming theater season. That's on the way. But first, a guinea pig named Sesame needs a home. It's Pause for Pets.
Hi everyone, my name is Haley and I'm with the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and with me this week is Sesame. Sesame is a male guinea pig who came in as an owner surrender with 2 other guinea pigs, and he is the last one left. He's a very sweet boy. He is a little bit shy at first and likes running around and stuff, but as you can see right now, he's just chilling in my arms and hanging out. He is a little squirmy. He is getting used to people handling him regularly. But I think with constant work, he'll be a really good snuggle pig. He loves his vegetables and loves hiding in his cubby. And, he's just your typical average guinea pig. Gives you the excited squeals when all the snacks come out. And just is a really good guy. If you want to meet Sesame, you can come on down to our shelter. We are open every day except Wednesday, and we are open from 11 to 6, but we are closed 1:30 to 2:30 for quiet time.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Mondays are happy hour all day long at Bob's Burgers and Brew in East Wenatchee. Great deals on appetizers, martinis, specialty drinks, wine, well drinks, and draft beers. Bob's Burgers and Brew in East Wenatchee. Come on in. They look forward to serving you.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today. Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled out the new line of custom e-bikes. They have three-way adjustable folding e-bikes and full-size mountain e-bikes. Pedal assist and a throttle makes them a perfect fit for any rider. Green Motion e-bikes located in the Mills Brothers building.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Brace yourselves. Stunning action is going round with the baddest woman on the planet coming to your town. 'Cause it's a new day with undisputed game changers, unstoppable newcomers, and unimaginable collisions.
McIntyre and Sheamus in a street fight.
WWE Sunday Stunner. Tickets and Superstar Experience packages available now.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, right-wing Christians in this country can support Trump all they want. You know, I know many evangelicals support Trump for reasons involving abortion, their view of the Constitution, etc., etc. Okay, that's fine if you want to, but please stop holding Trump up as if he's some sort of paragon of virtue. He's not. And it doesn't appear that he ever has been. Now, how God feels about Trump is between him and the big guy.
I have great relationship with God.
And you can support him all you want, but please don't hold him up as God's man of the hour. This is Mike Mad Dog McNally.
Very nice words, but happens to be wrong.
And that's my opinion.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today. It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, brought to you by Clean Connection. The Hot August Night series continues at the America Pack with the production of Pippin, August 9th through the 13th. Tickets are limited and can be purchased in advance at the box office or by visiting americapack.org. Close for the Classroom is back on Saturday, August 13th at the Saddle Rock Evangelical Church. New clothes, backpacks filled with school supplies, and more. Pre-register your child at the Serve Wenatchee website.
Badger Mountain Brewery is your cure for boredom. Jam Night Mondays. Trivia Wednesdays. Live Music Fridays. Lot Party Saturdays. And Sunday Brunch. There's always something brewing at Badger Mountain. So come join the party.
The best pizza in the known universe is right here in downtown Chelan, so come on up. For the best locally crafted beer and barbecue in Chelan, come on up.
For the best down-home scratch country cooking in North Central Washington, you'll find it in Manson. Come on up.
Come on up. Come on up.
Come on up.
Welcome back to Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz alongside my good friend Alex Haley, also known as the commissioner of the Beer Garden. Never got a chance to visit with you last May because it was packed at the biggest one yet. It was huge.
It was the biggest year we've ever had, which is crazy. It just keeps getting bigger.
It's funny how that little idea, want to do it for a couple of days, for just a couple of hours, see what happens.
Now it's its own animal, and so it's a train. It's out of control.
Are you going to keep being the commissioner of the Beer Garden?
As of now, yeah.
Okay.
We'll keep it going. We started with 2 days, and now we do all 11 days, and I believe it's one of the top fundraisers for Apple Blossom, which is great. A great thing that we were able to add. We set the park record, I think, Saturday night, and all of it was.
Well, I think the fact that Palmer
weather.
Anthony was playing had a great deal to do with that.
Absolutely. Yes,
it's my nephew's band. And one other thing, I never asked you this before, even though I've interviewed you about that. We're talking Beer Garden. We'll talk about an America Pack in just a minute. Who does the decorating, the decor? I just love it. I love the vibe, the old VHS tapes. And where does that come from?
That's kind of just comes from the mind of the brew crew and the age that we are and the nostalgia that we like to bring. Yeah.
So you sample some of your fare and wares, and then you put it together.
Yeah. So one of the original guys that helped with the Beer Garden is Mike Miller. He kind of started that, and Scott Pearl, and they grew up working at the movie theater, working at Liberty, and so it's all based on 80s and 90s movies and nostalgia, and so we basically turned it into a dive bar. And for years it was it's just trying to get the thing set up, and then there was one year where we kind of started adding a little bit of character, and then now that we're open 11 days, we have time to plan it out. If we had to do all that in one day, it'd be a nightmare. But because we have 11 days to set it up and get everything going, and then we had our new star of the show, Philip, which is the wavy guy. He was the hardest working brew crew member.
The traditional theater season is late fall through winter into early spring, and then theaters can't really do anything. From a traditional standpoint, that's pretty much how you guys are going to do it. You have pretty quiet once Hot August Nights comes and goes, and then come September, you guys are firing up with all kinds of productions. Let's take this chronologically. First of all, this Prince tribute artist.
Yep. So we're kicking off our season with a group called Purple Experience, and it's one of the best Prince tribute groups around. That's gonna be really fun. So Hot August Nights is kind of the end of our season and also the start of our season at the same time. It kind of works as both. So we're both finishing the 2021-22 season and then launching into the 22-23 season. So we're kicking off with Prince Tribute Group, and then we have a really packed October as well. So we have a National Geographic series that we're starting, so a speaker series. Some of the photographers and adventurers and videographers from National Geographic, they have a whole speaker series. So we have one in March and one in October. The one in October is going to be a gentleman named Steve Winter, and he's a big cat photographer. So that's going to be fun for the family. He comes. We have a brand new projector, and he's going to show a lot of his photos and talk about his stories of capturing big cats on camera. And then we have an artist named Matthew Whitaker. He's a jazz pianist. He was born blind. He's about 19 years old. Taught himself how to play piano from a very young age. He's open for Stevie Wonder. He's played at the Apollo. He's a fantastic jazz musician. He's sponsored by Yamaha, so he's coming here. He's gonna play with his jazz quintet. And then we have a big Cirque show. So we have Cirque Mechanics, a show called Zephyr. They're out of Vegas. They're coming up. So we've had a few of those Cirque shows before. They're fun. They're big. They're colorful. They're good family shows. They have the trapeze artists, and they have all these contortionists and all sorts of fun stuff. So that's going to be a big show. Cirque always does well here, and it's great. And then we have a black box concert. So similar to the Hot August Nights setup and the comedy shows we've done, we've started this new series called the Black Box Concert Series, where we put everybody on the stage and we kind of create a club setup for music. And it's something that I think there's an opportunity when actually we don't have a venue quite like that. We have other venues and larger venues and smaller venues, but that kind of sweet spot of about 200 people on stage has been really fun. So We have a band called Argonaut and Wasp. So they're packed October, and that's just October.
Ironically enough, that's also the law firm that does my legal work. Where do you find these acts? Is it a mixture of we're going to be in the Northwest and we have some open dates, or do you do these junkets where you go to a bunch of you who do your kind of work, get together and you compare notes? How does the booking process work?
It's both of those and a little bit of everything. So it's a lot of times now we're building relationship with agencies, and Wenatchee is such a unique geographical spot for touring. We're within striking distance of Seattle and Portland and Spokane and even Vancouver, BC, or Boise, really driving distance between all these places. And we don't compete with any of these markets. We don't even compete with Yakima and with the Capitol Theater. So we have this really unique market, and people are starting to realize that. And so they can do a show in Seattle, they can do a show here, they can do a show in Spokane, and none of those markets compete with one another. So a lot of times now we're getting agents reaching out saying, hey, we have somebody in this area. We're lucky enough we can do shows any day of the week, and they tend to do pretty well for us. But I go to a conference called the Western Arts Alliance, where exactly that, we have agencies and talent and presenters come, and we get to watch showcases, we get to talk about our venue, they talk about their lineup, and it's a lot of fun, and as you can imagine. And so we get a lot of shows out of that. And then certain things like comedy, that's something that I might follow more personally and say, I want this particular act. So we have kind of a combination of all of those things. There's acts we really pursue, this act we really want. And then we also look at, we build a whole season, and it has to be balanced. It can't have one we've joked that we could have 12 tribute groups and they would all do well, but that might not be the most artistically stimulating for people. And so we try and have a balance of different things, and family shows and dance shows and tribute shows and music and comedy and spectacle and now with the speaker series, more educational based shows. And another thing we're bringing back this year is our Every Kid to Pack. So for the last few years, we haven't been able to do that. Every Kid to Pack is a program where we allow schools to come in and attend a student matinee for free at our venue. So,
and you can literally see the seeds being planted in these elementary school kids when they come in. They sit in the audience out there and they're going,
yeah,
wow,
it's fantastic.
I think I might want to do this.
Yeah.
All of the shows, by the way, that Alex was talking about, these are performances that are being put on by the New America Performing Arts Center. There's other groups will be running the theater for whatever, but they're not actual productions or being brought in by the New America Performing Arts Center, which brings me to a very important point. If you become a member, you get first crack at the best seats before they go on sale to the general public. We need to talk about that.
Yeah, so right now it's on sale just to New America Pack members. You can become a New America Pack member by going to our website. Starts at, I think, about $75 a year, goes all the way up to any amount that you would like to be a New America Pack member. And one of those perks is getting early access to tickets. So right now all of our seasons only on sale to New America Pack members, and then we'll have package tickets. So basically you can buy the whole season. You can buy, I think, let's see, it's
you're not allowed to consult
14,
notes.
11, 8, and 5. So you can buy any kind of combination of package tickets. You get a discount based on the size of how many shows you'd like to see. That goes available to the public on August 1st, and then the whole season goes available on August 8th. And so that's when the public can get access to tickets. But if you want to get the best seats in the house for groups like Ryan Stiles, who's coming back, or Postmodern Jukebox, or Jake Shimubakuro, or any of these amazing acts that we've had here before that have sold out and will probably sell out again, you're going to want to become a New America Pack member and get your tickets.
Well, this place is packed for some top flight professional entertainment. There's a cool buzz about this building.
Yeah, that's I think this is my third time kind of building a season. One of those years got disrupted, obviously, by a big COVID tidal wave, but it's fun to be back and doing a whole season. So this last year we were kind of putting the tracks in front of the train, so to speak, and this is the first time in a while we've been able to kind of look at an entire season, and knock on wood, we'll be able to get through the whole year.
Alex Haley, thanks for dressing up and shaving for the interview. That's all I always appreciate it.
Hey, we're in a cabana. I mean, what are you supposed to wear in a cabana?
Hey, next time you want to do the show, call me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't just stop in.
I'm probably
Sorry.
busy. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
This is the NCW Live concert calendar. Fridays, it's live music at Alta Cellars in downtown Manson from 4 to 7 p.m. Sunday, it's Succession Winery located between Chelan and Manson with live music from 2 to 5. Chelan Cellars and Sorrento's Restaurante present music on Mondays at 4 p.m. weekly. Check the individual websites for more information. That's the NCW Live concert calendar.
At Click It RV, we're overstocked on inventory and need to make room for brand new models on our lot. Between our 4 locations in Spokane, Tri-Cities, Moses Lake, and Milton Freewater, we have hundreds of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and RVs that have to go. With low payments, 0 down, and no payments for 90 days, you'll want to hurry in today while the best floor plans are still available. Come check out the Overstock Liquidation Sale, going on now at Click It RV.
About 3 minutes or so left in this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz, your host. I get to work with creative people, which is great for me because I ain't. But I do have coworkers who are, and occasionally they put their addled brain to work and do something kind of cool. And last night during the Apple Sox game, one of our content producers, the good Captain Wagner, fired up the old Wenatchee Heights PTZ and got the full moon as it raced across the sky. The footage you're about ready to see was taken from about 9:15 to about 9:45, so it's about a half an hour worth of footage that our good friend Uriah condensed to about a minute with some music. So check this out. It's full moon from last night. Pretty neat stuff, huh? Yeah, those PTZ cameras, they're pretty cool, but they're tools, not toys. I have to remind my coworkers of that. Red flag warning, the combination of low relative humidity, gusty winds, warm temperatures. We got one until noon today. Take a look at the big swath of pink on that map. If you live in that area, you are under a red flag warning. A lot of dry fuels out there. Of course, we had the wet, cold spring and the cold, wet start to summer. And now it's all dried out with the record-breaking temperatures that we had a few weeks ago. And so, yeah. And we could see a thunderstorm. We're not done with that possibility yet from the National Weather Service. Here we go. 95 today. As far as the wind is concerned, nothing really for most of today until very late in the afternoon. The early evening hours, we're talking, 7 or so. The wind will pick up a little bit as a weak system comes through. And so notice that. You'll see the wind picking up a little bit tonight. Friday, we do it all over again. Almost exactly the same forecast. Sunny and hot, with highs will be in the mid-90s. But again, some late afternoon, overnight winds Friday night into Saturday, not out of the questions. And this is a cold front that's coming in just briefly. So you can see we go from 96 for the high on Friday all the way down to 87, which is actually below normal on Saturday. And don't get used to that, because then we get warm, and then record-breaking heat is almost guaranteed come Tuesday and Wednesday. In other words, hot. And that's your forecast, and that's the show. We will see you on Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.